drippy. And I love drippy. I love drippy. So you can just pick up your book, your page, whatever you're working on, and just kind of see that color there blending and dripping. We'll do some more of that. Yeah, I love that. Love that. In fact, let's do a little drippy with the yellow. I'm going to put a little bit of water up at the top. Put that yellow on there. And let's just run that down the page. See what kind of looks we get. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. Love, 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 love that. Now, you can go in and dry that. I think I'm going to leave this area down here a little bit wider. All right, this is the page that had the gesso on it. I went back in with some red acrylic paint. This one was the red iron oxide. Put a little bit of that red iron oxide on my palette, added a little bit of water to that, and then brushed it over on the edges, picked it up and let it drip and put it on the bottom. Really wanted this to show up a little bit more. Also took my Permaball pen and went around the edge of this. Now, a couple of tips. You've got the wax on here, so it's really, it can be kind of difficult, but there's a couple of things as I was going through this and outlining this that I found out myself. The Permaball pen is really pretty tough. So as I was working through this, if any wax would accumulate on the tip, I would just kind of wipe it off here on my scrap paper and then go around it. I didn't press really hard, I pressed kind of gently and was able to go around it. If you stay a little bit further away into the painted area, you won't have any trouble at all with the tracing. So, you can try that. If you use a felt tip pen, you're going to get that wax to build up on the tip of that pen, and then it's going to ruin your felt tip pen. So these Permaball pens are pretty tough. So you can go around it with the pen if you want to make it show up a little bit more. Now I thought this kind of reminded me of that crackle paint look. So I'm going to try something. I'm going to go in with my Distress Crackle Paint, and we're going to put that on there and let it dry. Then we're going to see what kind of a look we get. So let me put that on and get that dried, and then I'll be back. All right, the crackle paint is dry, and I used my heat embossing gun to speed up the drying. Whatever you do choose for that, make sure that you read on the directions if you can use a heat gun to speed up the drying time. Because some of them I don't know if you're able to or not. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to let put a little paint on here to bring out the crackles in here, the distressed look that we've got. So I'm going to go on here with some black paint and water, and we're going to work that into those cracks, and then I'm going to pull that off. And let me get up close so you can see what I did. I don't know if you can see the cracks or not. But anyway, I'll show a picture of it on the blog page with this so you can see it. So I'm going to go over this with the black paint and a little bit of water so that those cracks show up. Now, I've noticed that my ink is just bleeding just a little bit, so I'm going to be real careful not to touch that. But I kind of like that look. It kind of gives it to me, an antique look, kind of a worn look, and I like it. Now I finished putting on the black so that the crackles show up a little bit better. I know it's really hard to see from the camera, but I did get a little bit of bleeding, and that was from the Permaball pen. So I'm going to go back in with a little bit of red paint, and I'm just going to real lightly add a little bit of that to kind of cover up that part where it bled a little bit. Now besides that, I think that red is really going to draw your eyes. I just like the way it shows, draws your eyes right to those letters. It looks like a kind of a shadow behind it. It really makes them show up more. I just take my paper towel and get off any excess paint I don't want. So go around any edges that bleed. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Oh my, no. Because you can always find some way to cover up your mistakes with paint, photo, whatever it is you want to cover it up with. So don't be afraid to make mistakes, and those paper towels are so handy. Pull off that paint. Get it where you don't want it. Just lift it. Add a little water. All right, so let's go in here. Add a little bit more red paint in here. Now we're ready to finish up this page. Put the finishing touches on it. I bought this really neat little rub-on kit for just $1. So I got all these rub-ons, and we're going to use, boy, I'm going to try and use all of them on here, or pieces of it. But anyway, finish it up, put some rub-ons on. You can just watch as I work on this and finish this up. I'm going to put the final touches on it. I'll just go across that lettering and see if it sticks to that, well, I don't remember what they call it. Oh, I like that. Okay, let's go down over here. The crackle medium, that's what you call it. It seems to be sticking to the crackle medium pretty good. You know, if you've never used rub-ons, or you have a lot of rub-ons sitting around, you know, I used to save them, and I thought, what am I saving those for? Get them out and use them. They work great on something like this. So get your rub-ons out and use them. Get them used up.